Hello again, everybody. It's Harry Boxer, the Technical Trader at thetechtrader.com. It's November the 6th, Election Day, and it's going to be interesting to see what happens tonight. But today was a pretty extraordinary day, I thought, because markets could have been sloppier or lower, and they sure rallied late in the day, perhaps anticipating something we're all not expecting. We shall see. Anyway, looking at some of the stocks that did well for us today, and the stocks that I'm following that are emerging nicely. Swing trade ARRY, after pulling back for a couple days and testing the breakout point, right there, snap back a little bit. What I want to see though, and by the way, it snapped back just a couple percent, but the fact that it snapped back, it didn't close great. It may be in the process of consolidating or flagging. Anyway, I'm looking for a move across 1730 and then across 18. That's my first target, but I'm looking for 20 and 23.5 on the swing basis, somewhere up in that zone. BHC, well, a nice move surge back after breaking support. That took this thing from 21.5 all the way back to 27.5, and there's resistance in that zone, so expect some problems here. But your next target is 32, and your longer term target has to be near the channel top, probably around 39. BILI, Billy. This is a nice setup. It looks like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave decline with a reversal bar at the bottom of this move. A quick move up and pull back and consolidate and form a base for a couple months, and then pop out to test this high, 1444. Today's high, this high was 1550 and today's high was 1548. So we're right there. It did pull back to 1491. The next targets are 17, 18 and 3/4, and then I'd look for something around 22 and 3/4. But for now, it's a nice setup, a nice little base. I think it goes. OBV's running up. Looks like it's got some positive divergences. BIOS. Well, after the run up that in 2017, that took it from under $1 all the way up to about 3.5. The stock then consolidated for over a year now, and it's starting to move. Obviously, we have key resistance right about the let's call it initial resistance about 320.25. We can get through that. And today's high was 324. You may be able to see this pop towards 4 or better. On a longer term basis, the overall chart pattern shows a big drop. Long-term decline, right there, a breakout and a big basis point. What we're going to look for is a move that takes this up through the 340 range. I think that should accelerate the stock and probably give us a target initially around 5.25, 5.5. So keep an eye on this one as it's intriguing me at this point. Calix, CALX. Exploded. We had a nice day trade on it today. Let's look at the 1 minute chart. Stock popped, flag popped, and coiled all day, and at the end of the day, firmed up. I have it on good authority from some analysts that have looked at this stock that this is a powerful fundamental turnaround, and the stock could be 20 or 25 in the next few months or even within a year. But the bottom line is right now, technically, and that's all I care about, as you know. I'm looking at the choppiness of this chart. Now, it's been in a downtrend going back to 2013, at which point it hit near 14. It dropped down to 4 and change, but the long-term declining pattern was broken, retested, popped, new rising channels formed, and you can see it broke out today. This is the highest level achieved on this one since, let's call it 3.5 years. So now I'm looking for the extension. It takes us to 11 3/4 and 14 eventually. If I get a pullback tomorrow, I'm going to put a swing on it. CRNT. If you know, I like this one, and I have for a year now, ever since it broke out there in February. Now the pullback has me back bullishly on it, and I'm looking for this triple top to be taken out and then move to 5.5. Ultimately, I think it's a $7 stock. The CSBR looks terrific. Champions Oncology and Orderly Retrace broke through resistance. Today popped another 66 cents or 5%. Volume was light. The stock doesn't trade a lot of volume, but I think it's going to get back to 17.5, 18 range, and then we're looking for mid-20s. This might be a swing. Chengyu, well, for a Chinese gaming stock, which had a big hit, real big hit. It took it from literally in the mid-40s all the way down to 12, 13 range. This looks like it really surged in the last 3 days with volume and broke out. There's a big gap up here, so my next target is going to be 20. Let's see what happens if and when we get through that. We may get it midway into the channel up around 23. So 20 and 23 are my targets going forward. The RNA, I like this engulfing bar today. I like the fact that it held support around 12.5 and then ripped to 1460 before closing at 1435. And that was up $1.41 or 11%. That's a reversal bar if I've ever seen one. My near-term target would be a test of this zone coming in around 16. If we get through 16, we should see near 18 and beyond. 16, 18, and 22. FN had a big explosive move today and then came down pretty sharply. It was still up 480 or 10%, but closing at 50, down from 54.70. A lot of times you'll see that pop break out, hold support, and work its way back up again. I think that's what's going to happen here. So my target's 55 and 59. MOS, a very, very big breakaway move today. Nice gap and a big run. Look where it closed near the upper end of the range on 12 million shares. That's a multi-year high. Now, as you can see, this is a stock that was in a big downtrend. And technically, today was a breakout right there. It also broke through lateral price resistance. This is definitively a swing trade. I already have another company in this industry on my swing list in Nutrien, which we'll get to in a bit. But I got a feeling on this one, we're going to see at least a move that takes it up in that zone to test around the 39.40 zone. So that's my near-term target, and then we'll see if we can get that to move beyond that. Jumping to Nutrien, fairly new issue because well, it's a merger of Agrium and Potash to form this stock. Now, you saw that when we had a swing out of here and it worked its way higher, it then had a three-wave corrective and broke support. Only to hold secondary support and trend line and ramp back up. Today was up 278 or 5%. I think it's going to take out 59 short term and move to 63. But I like Moss as well and NTR. Two stocks in that group. NOBT, explosive move today. 74 up 12.12. Only a couple points off the high, up 20%. Big move. Long-term new all-time high here at 78.85 is my near-term target. Then I'm going to look for 84.5. On deck. Big explosive breakaway gap above free moving averages and taken out of the declining channel with big volume and closing near the upper end of the range. Absolute terrific. The target right now is about 940. We get through that, I'm looking for 11.5. And Vericel with a huge day, huge. A great trade today for the tech traders. It gapped up and ran and closed at the upper end of the range, up 511 or 44% on a mere 11 million shares. I've never seen a stock trade that except for way back there about 3 years ago. So for me, usually a breakaway gap above moving averages that across the triple, quadruple top will yield upper levels, and I'm looking for 22. Maybe 19 and 22 would be decent targets for a swing of that. And finally, swing trade Xilinx up $1.56, a couple percent, and you can see after a 2-day pullback and flag, it looks like it's coming on again. Keep an eye on 87.65. We get through that, we're looking at 93. And that's it for tonight, everybody. Have a good evening. Let's make some money tomorrow.